In the 1990s, bodybuilding magazines were an essential part of the fitness and bodybuilding culture. In the 1990s, bodybuilding magazines were an essential part of the fitness and bodybuilding culture. These publications were more than just sources of information. They were powerful platforms for promoting bodybuilding as a lifestyle and sport. The 1990s were a golden era for these magazines, which became pillars in the fitness world, reaching massive audiences and shaping the bodybuilding industry as we know it today. However, with the rise of the internet and changing consumer habits, many of these magazines have either significantly declined or disappeared entirely by the mid-2000s. And by 2025, the landscape of bodybuilding magazines has drastically changed. The rise of bodybuilding magazines in the 1990s. The 1990s were an exciting time for bodybuilding. Icons like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Haney, or Dorian Yates were dominating the sport, and the fitness culture was thriving. Bodybuilding magazines capitalized on this boom, becoming central to the fitness community. The most influential bodybuilding magazines in the 1990s included Flex, Muscle and Fitness, Ironman, and the Muscle Mag International, among others. Muscle and Fitness. By far one of the most iconic bodybuilding magazines of the 1990s was Muscle and Fitness, which was founded by Joe Wader, one of the most influential figures in bodybuilding history. With a readership of millions, Muscle and Fitness became synonymous with bodybuilding. The magazine featured tips on training, nutrition and supplements, along profiles of the sport's biggest stars. Its glossy pages offered readers a glimpse into the world of professional bodybuilding, showcasing the physiques of legends like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, or Jay Cutler. This magazine also popularized fitness culture more broadly by featuring workouts and nutrition strategies that catered to people wanting to get into better shape, even if they were not necessarily bodybuilders. Number 2, Flex. Flex was another hugely popular bodybuilding publication targeting the competitive bodybuilding community with a more focused approach. It was known for its in-depth profiles of top bodybuilders, coverage of major events like the Mr. Olympia competition, and expert advice on advanced bodybuilding techniques. In the 1990s, Flex helped elevate bodybuilders like Dorian Yates and Ronnie Coleman, who were, along with others, among the magazine's frequent cover stars. Flex was known for its hard-hitting journalism with detailed coverage of training regimes, drug use, and controversies within the bodybuilding world. For bodybuilders, Flex represented the highest echelon of bodybuilding knowledge and culture. Number 3, Ironman. Although not as mainstream as Muscle and Fitness or Flex, Ironman was a staple in the bodybuilding community. Founded in 1936 by a pioneer in the bodybuilding media, Bob Hoffman, Ironman was a magazine with deep roots in the bodybuilding world. The 1990s saw Ironman providing bodybuilding enthusiasts with an alternative perspective compared to the larger magazines, focusing on strength training, diets, and techniques that were not always covered in mainstream. It was a magazine for the hardcore bodybuilding fan, and despite its relatively smaller circulation compared to the others, it gained a devoted following among serious lifters. Number 4, we have Muscle Mag International. Muscle Mag International was another significant bodybuilding publication, which often featured articles on bodybuilding legends, workout strategies, and supplement advice. Much like Flex, Muscle Mag focused on competitive bodybuilding, providing valuable insights for those wanting to achieve peak physical condition. It gained prominence in the 1990s, particularly in Canada, and was influential for bodybuilders seeking detailed accounts of the sport's most respected athletes and events. The impact and popularity of bodybuilding magazines. At their peak, these bodybuilding magazines were everywhere. Gym goers, aspiring bodybuilders, and fitness enthusiasts would subscribe to them, often collecting back issues and using them as references for training and diet plans. They weren't just magazines, they were almost like fitness Bibles fitted with workout routines, nutritional guidelines, and motivational stories. For young athletes and inspiring bodybuilders, these magazines often served as primary source of education as they were filled with expert advice from seasoned professionals. Bodybuilding contests like the Mr. Olympia competition were widely covered, and magazines were crucial in providing the public with behind-the-scene insights and updates on these events. This direct connection between bodybuilding magazines and the bodybuilding world gave these publications incredible cultural relevance. Additionally, these magazines were also instrumental in the commercial side of bodybuilding. They worked hand in hand with supplement companies, gym brands, and gyms running advertisements and offering product endorsement. Bodybuilding in many ways became intertwined with these magazines, played a central role in the promotion of bodybuilding supplements, which were often advertised on the covers of these publications. The downfall of bodybuilding magazines. However, by the late 1990s and into the 2000s, the landscape of media began to change dramatically, and so did the bodybuilding magazine industry. Several factors contributed to the downfall of bodybuilding magazines, and they included the rise of the internet, changing consumer habits, and the shifting interests. 1. The rise of the internet. The internet's rapid expansion in the late 1990s and early 2000s fundamentally changed the way people consumed information. Instead of waiting for the next monthly issue of Muscle and Fitness or Flex, readers could simply find content online instantly. Websites and forums dedicated to bodybuilding, training tips, and supplement reviews began popping up, offering free, up-to-date information that was previously only available in magazines. Digital platforms like YouTube also provided a visual medium where bodybuilders could share their workout routines, posing the techniques, and supplement reviews. As a result, many turned away from print media. 2. Changing consumer habits. In the 1990s were a time when print media still ruled, but by the 2000s, the culture had shifted. Magazine subscriptions began to decline as consumers preferred the convenience and speed of online content. The shift towards digital media meant that bodybuilding magazines struggled to maintain their readership. Moreover, the quality of content available on the internet, often with more diverse voices and perspectives, meant that bodybuilding enthusiasts began looking elsewhere for their fitness information. 3. Economic factors. The magazine industry as a whole faced challenges with the rising production costs, which made it difficult to print publications to survive in the face of declining sales. The competition from free online content and ad revenues from digital platforms further hurt print magazine profits, leading many bodybuilding magazines to scale back operations or shut down entirely. The state of bodybuilding magazines in 2025. By 2025, the world of bodybuilding magazines has significantly diminished. The legacy of magazines like Muscle and Fitness and Flex still holds a place in the bodybuilding history, but they no longer dominate the industry. A few print publications still exist, but they are niche and serve very specific audience. Many bodybuilding enthusiasts and athletes have turned to social media, YouTube, and dedicated fitness apps for their information, where the content is constantly updated, interactive, and personalized. Though bodybuilding magazines helped shape the fitness world in the 1990s, their decline reflects the broader transformation of media consumption in the digital age. The magazine industry has not entirely disappeared, but it has become less influential. Content has migrated to new platforms, and fitness enthusiasts have adapted, assessing fitness content through a combination of apps, websites, and influencers, where the content is more accessible, tailored, and interactive. In conclusion, bodybuilding magazines were once the backbone of the fitness world, providing invaluable resources and connections for bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts. However, the rise of the internet and digital media has drastically changed the industry. While the print magazine industry is not entirely gone, it has transformed into something much more niche and less influential. In 2025, bodybuilding is still thriving, but in the new digital first world where social media, online platforms, and streaming content take precedence.